In this video, we are going to learn how to find a basis for the image of a linear transformation. So as a reminder, the image is the subspace given by all the things in the codomain that are mapped to by something in the domain. So to figure out what all of those things are, we just need to remember that everything in the domain can be built out of the basis vectors for our domain. Therefore, everything in the image can be built out of the images of those basis vectors. So formally, we would say that our image then is given by the span of the images of our basis vectors. So T of E1, T of E2, T of E3, and T of E4. And the good news is, because we are handed the standard matrix of our map T, we know exactly what those vectors T of E1, T of E2, T of E3, and T of E4 are. Those are the columns of our standard matrix. So we simply need to find a basis of the subspace spanned by these four vectors. And our last one is -4, 1, and -4. Alright, so we've reduced our problem for finding the basis or a basis of the image of T into finding a basis of subspace spanned by these four vectors, which is precisely a V7 problem, which we've learned how to do previously. But we'll go through the steps here. So what we'll want to do is we'll want to find the reduced row echelon form of this matrix. So I've gone ahead and typed that into a calculator to produce this. In this case, we got 1, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, and our last row is 0, 0, 0, 1. So now what we're looking for here are the pivot columns. Okay. Remember, if I have a non-pivot column, that's telling us that we can build that vector out of the pivot columns that came previously. For example, that second column there, the 2, 0, 0, that's telling us that that is exactly 2 times the first column, which we can see by inspection. So now we know that those 3 pivot columns are going to span the same subspace, but now they're going to be linearly independent, so therefore we have a basis of the image. So a basis of the image of T is simply the set containing those 3 vectors, 2, -2, 3, skip the second one, but probably close our bracket. Right, the third one, 2, 1, -1, and the fourth one, -4, 1, -4. So that is how we find a basis of the image of a linear transformation. Basically, reduce it to a V7 problem and go from there. In the next video, we'll talk about how to find a basis of the kernel of a linear transformation.